Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, could be Wayne!
I think I got my swagger back. Oh!
I love it, baby!
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins! Ball is by Tennessee, Jawan Jennings. Jennings makes the catch. Ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back is Sayre. And Tennessee can say hello, win column. A grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You can't draw it up any better. We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now.
I made up my mind. I don't expect to ever look back. I'm going to stay at the University of Tennessee.
Reddit did to do, and welcome into More Important Issues. It is Sunday, May 22nd. SEC play, regular season play is officially wrapped up. It is Hoover week, and most important, maybe I'll wait till Lanning looks up from his phone, but most important, it is time to get out the brooms, because that, my friend, is another volunteer.
Oh, man, it feels good. It feels good to get these suckers out.
It does. It feels right. Maybe it feels like a few weeks you could have had them here or there. It feels good to get them out again, and in just explosive fashion, I guess is how you would say it. There were a lot of fireworks in the dude this weekend. Not all of them came from the fine folks of Starkville Firework Company, but we got ours in a little bit of a volunteer spirit, if you will, volunteer our fireworks.
Yeah, I think Thursday night is going to get the most talk. I guess we're just hopping right into it, right?
Oh, I mean, why not? That's what a freaking weekend to talk about.
Yeah, so I know Thursday's going to get a lot of, praise for the amount of runs you scored, and rightfully so. But the fact that Tennessee was just able to go into that place with nothing to play for and absolutely dismantle the defending national champion, pretty damn impressive.
And I won't say nothing to play for because, as the great American president wants to say, to all the haters and the losers, I mean, if these guys are on Twitter, if these guys are reading the newspapers, no one's giving Tennessee, no one's trying to short them on bulletin board material. They heated up too early. They can't keep this up that long. They lost to Kentucky. They play in a small ballpark. I mean, no shortage of bulletin board material. I don't understand why you piss off the Hunters right now. That's not, I don't get it. And Tennessee proved this week that they didn't heat up that second weekend, whatever it was, against Iona.
Yeah, I think it just proved that they don't really need anything to be playing for. They're going to go out there and win every game that they can.
Yeah, I know. I saw some people, I saw it on Reddit today, how, Tennessee, this may be they may take Hoover lightly, whatever. First off, I don't know how this Tennessee team, as much as the coach can scheme, it's still a really good team. That's how deep they are. But these guys want to win, flat out.
Yeah, I would. They're not going to take it. That's just not in their DNA. It's not in Tony Vitello's DNA. They're not just going to go out there and pitch a, true freshman starter that hasn't pitched at all.
You don't have to. You talk about resting arms. You can pull a pitcher. You might pull Dolander in the 5th inning or something if the game's going well. Well, it doesn't matter who's coming in relief. Like Will Mabry, Camden Sewell. Is it Ben Joyce? Is it Blade Tidwell? I mean, good Lord, it doesn't matter what the coaching staff does. You can't scheme to slow Tennessee down.
Yeah, with the lineup as well. You got the first rounders and Gilbert and Beck. You got probably the SEC Player of the Year in Trey Lipscomb. Drell Ortega had 8 RBIs on Thursday night. I mean, just 1 through 9 in this lineup is insane. And then to go with that, you have an 8-0 Chase Dolander. You got a freshman phenom and Drew Beam and Chase Burns, who maybe didn't have their best outings, but then you got Blade Tidwell that can start for you. That he was phenomenal this weekend. Kirby Cannell is pitching the best that he's pitched all season. Camden Sewell has been pitching, some of the best. This weekend was just a weird outing. Gave up gave up 4 singles in a row that was just kind of blooped and, just not hard hit balls, just kind of bad luck on his part. But and you got Ben Joyce that's throwing like unlike anybody in the country. So
Go
insane.
and can do it from the starter position too.
Yeah.
He's yeah, I mean it's very, very difficult. It's even, we talk about beating this team twice as difficult. And you look at when we talk about Hoover, you're going to talk about teams. Oh, if they get in the losers bracket, well, if someone can get them deep in that first game or what, they may be behind in the pitching staff. They may not be able to start who they want, may not be able to bring in people in relief they want. You don't have that problem with Tennessee. It's if they lose the first game, that second game's equally as difficult to beat them, if not even hard. I mean, it's insane. So Tennessee they have that wealth of talent just about when you talk about the pitching staff, but I mean, there's a lot of guys that haven't gotten much playing time this year that would earn it elsewhere if they weren't at Tennessee. And so, I mean, you talk about, if you bring in, like you said, you can't scheme around. I mean, an own coach can't scheme to make this team bad.
Yeah. And we kind of mentioned that they weren't playing for anything. Dude, I'm sure this team got together during the off season and saw these preseason polls out and just people doubting them for losing so many guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that team wants to beat last year's team. They want to be better than them. So taking it lightly in Hoover, if you remember correctly, Tennessee didn't win Hoover last year. So that's something that this team wants to do. They want to get back to Omaha and they want to make some noise in it. Last year didn't have that. And so I definitely think this team, whether they didn't have anything to play for really, that Mississippi State was a dead team walking. Yeah, they want to be head and shoulders better than last year's team, which is unreal that we're even talking about that.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's a good time to be a Vol, man. It's a good time to be a Vol. Yeah, I'll leave that score where it is then while we're discussing this. But yeah, Oregon State's up 2-0 with 2 on, 1 out, bottom of the 6th. So Tennessee will have 3 outs to work with coming up. It's but no, it was a fantastic weekend and going, I guess we want to start. I know you guys, first off, before you can get into this, if you want to really dig into it on the bat flip, that'll be coming up. I don't know when that's going to happen this week due to Hoover.
Probably be tomorrow.
Going to try to get in Monday. So make sure they'll dive into the weekend a little bit more than we do here. But man, start like Thursday night. It was a historical night. And people have been saying Tennessee's slowed down, I guess because you have that Kentucky series loss. But I mean, when you look at the statistics, I mean, yeah, I guess they've slowed down from where they're at the beginning of the season, but it's almost impossible not to, statistically speaking. They still have played better baseball than anyone in the country.
Yeah, and it's like this team peaked at the right time. When have they really peaked?
Yeah, and like I said, I think you can only say they slowed down just because they got off to an absolutely historical start that had been unheard of. So yeah, it is going to look like they slowed down, but if you measure it if you compare them to the rest of the teams in the country, they've still been better. So yeah, I don't know. I don't get it.
When you look at the top 3 teams in or the top 4 teams in the SEC, and that Tennessee's number 1, obviously, the next 3, the reason why they're they have that seed probably is because they didn't play Tennessee.
I like that. Yeah, I mean, Texas even beat Tennessee, and then they've just been broken. I saw they finished 5th in the Big 12.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a weird year. I mean, Vanderbilt getting freaking 45 runs scored on them by LSU and getting swept.
So I turned on
being an 8 seed in Hoover.
That's insane. Insane.
Weird.
So I went to I flipped on that game. Wasn't Vanderbilt up like 10-2 or 10-4 at one point?
Yeah, they had a big lead at one point.
So I turned it on. I turned it on wanting a sweep, and then just clicked it on, up big, turned it off. I was like, I don't need to watch Vanderbilt. Kept from being swept. And then golly, LSU, and that's a team we haven't talked about enough. I think because we make fun of Arkansas a lot. Actually, won the SEC West this weekend thanks to an Arkansas loss. And man, A&M, and they set up nicely to be in the winners category come Thursday.
Yeah, they got a good draw with Florida and South Carolina. I would
being the number 2 is the right spot.
I would rather have that than Vandy Ole Miss, but
agreed. And that's 2 teams Tennessee has swept, but so are the other 2. There's not a lot of teams you can find in the SEC that haven't been swept by Tennessee. It's I don't think I'd want to play them a third, fourth time if I got to choose.
Yeah.
But we'll play anybody. I mean, I say that and say we'll play anybody.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
We'll play anybody.
Also, shout out to the dude for feeding our guys after the game.
I told you they would. They always do.
That's awesome. Is it only the winner? Only the winner gets it? They get
I guess. Yeah, Mississippi State didn't get fed that night, and the dude they had to go find their own. I don't know those arrangements. But I bet it's good food. It's off the grill. It's
they had some turkey legs, some chicken, some cheeseburgers. I saw a lot of that stuff. Some sausage.
They're trying to slow you down for tomorrow is what their goal is, and they feed you.
Yeah, well they fed them Saturday after the game, so they're just get a full belly, and Tennessee's going straight to Hoover. They're not even coming back.
Well, I was going to say they have us right. Well, why you have to drive past Hoover? Why would you?
Yeah, go get some rest in a nice hotel and get ready for Wednesday. Wednesday at 5:30, they'll take on the winner of Vanderbilt and Ole Miss. That game will be on Tuesday at 5:30. Crazy, short turnaround time.
Right. Yeah, and I mean that's just basic. I mean, we talked about how blessed Tennessee is to get these postseason arms. Have so many of them. They set up nicely for that. I mean, this is when you kind of find out teams with talent, teams with depth, and then teams with both. So I mean, it's going to be a challenge for a lot of these teams, especially the ones that were fighting. You had Kentucky and who got in over Mississippi State in the West. You had those 2 teams fighting to get in. They couldn't take days off, which Tennessee didn't, and I don't know around the league who did. But those teams,
Alabama was the other one.
So those teams definitely don't have the luxury of maybe not throwing a Saturday or Sunday guy as long as you normally do. I know it was on Saturday, your third day guy. So it's it battles, it battle test teams, and I mean ideally you're playing in a regional the next weekend and a super regional the next, and so it gets grueling these next couple weeks, way more than the season is.
Yeah, I like where we're playing at right now. It just feels like, even if people say we're not playing our best I feel like we are playing our best baseball right now. I feel like we got people healthy. We kind of got that. We're throwing kind of people in and out of the lineup. It seems like that lineup's pretty set, with Blake Burke at that DH spot, Seth Stevenson at the leadoff spot and playing left field. It just seems like everybody has their role. You have a really good bullpen that you saw. You didn't get to see on Thursday. It didn't matter who you threw after Chase Dollander went.
I'm shocked we didn't get
innings.
I'm upset we didn't get an Evan Russell appearance. You've seen the Cardinals twice in the last 2 weeks throw out Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina in blowouts. I hate we didn't get an Evan Russell appearance.
He can't throw to himself, Caleb.
Okay, we'll gloss over that one.
He did tie Todd Helton. His career home run.
Which is funny. He's not the home run guy talked about on either of the last 2 years' teams. It helps he's been on campus for 14 years. He actually played with Todd Helton. He was a freshman on Todd Helton's team. But yeah, to be the career home leader is, the man can hit. And I think he gets known for the doubles. It might be the twerk video you send out every time he hits a double. But he can hit. He can hit them too. Yeah.
I think he's actually got they have the same amount of homers, but I think he's done it in less at bats than Todd Helton.
Wow. That's it's
doesn't
good,
seem
good
like it
to be
because
in.
you know how long he's been here, but yeah, it's
right.
He's batting 7th or 8th in the lineup usually, so
Right. Good for Evan Russell. Big Evan Russell fan.
Big Evan Russell fan.
Big Waggles guy.
Waggles Pizza.
Dude. Yeah, I almost skipped Pals for Waggles Pizza the other day.
Are you gonna try the Casey's Pizza? I've heard it's supposed to be good.
I've heard it's very
They're hyping
good.
it up, so I feel like it's only down from there, right?
Well, I've been told to try Casey's before Casey's came to Knoxville. I'm not saying my gas station pizza reviews were popular, but I was, I was known for them in a small community. And I had someone message me one time after sending one out and told me that I needed to try Casey's. At the time, Casey's Knoxville, and they still don't have their pizza yet. But yeah, that's on my to-do list once they get it.
It's coming.
And speaking of Casey's Pizza, Pilot, I guess it's only at their truck stops because I've gotten it at the Straw Plains. Pilot's pizza is pretty solid. I don't want to give Haslam too much free pub, but the one on Straw Plains, that pizza's pretty solid.
Yeah, I was, when they came to the baseball game, I was like, oh, that's cool that they actually showed up, and then all they're wearing was Browns gear, and I'm like, what the hell? Can we?
They needed to know. They needed
your
people to know
name.
who they were.
Your name is on like every building. Can you not wear some orange? Like, good God.
Hey, there's orange and Browns. Get out of here.
It was a Browns. Like a brown Browns jacket. They all had it on.
That sounds like throw up to me.
With just that ugly, just plain orange helmet on the arm.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good to me.
Yeah.
I'm not in for that.
Yeah, Tennessee's rolling, man. I mean, who's going to stop us?
Not Mississippi State. I almost went and got a push broom because I thought that would be more. Tennessee's been cleaning up some big messes this year, so I thought a push broom.
You got that little push broom going on.
I do still have the mustache. The beard's going back. We're in playoff mode, so there's no shaving till at least the end. This is playoff. It's playoff time, so no cuts, gentlemen. No cuts.
Yeah, and I'm gonna already apologize for our behavior during regionals to opposing teams.
You better hope I don't get standing room only tickets.
You should have won your conference. Is all I gotta say.
You better hope I'm not in right field. I'm coming for. I'm coming for throats.
Either you should have won your conference or you shouldn't have won your conference. Either one. However you got there, that's your own fault.
Yeah, good luck. And then the people that are there for super regionals that get 2 days of it, 2 full days of it, hate it for you.
Maybe even 3.
No,
hopefully
2.
2.
Just 2. Okay. They're just get 2 of it. So sorry.
Yeah, we'll be tailgating. It's weird. Is that would that be the next weekend? Is that right? Yeah, June.
Yeah, no, so not next weekend, the weekend following. Not Memorial Day weekend after.
Is this weekend Memorial Day?
I thought it was. Now I'm saying it and I don't know.
Yeah, that would have to be right. That would have to be right.
Yeah. Okay. It is right. No, it's not right. So Memorial Day weekend will be, I believe. No. So you get. Yeah. I'm looking at the calendars all messed up on me. So this weekend's Memorial Day, and then the 3rd and the 4th is regionals.
So I guess regionals are on Memorial Day weekend.
No. If you play on Sunday, if you play in the SEC championship game, you play the day before Memorial Day. So then you get the 3rd. Yeah, I said the weekend off. I get not really because we're playing on Sunday. Bookmark it. Just go ahead and cold takes exposed. Go ahead and just clip that if you'd like. So I was wrong about having that weekend off, but it is the fall. It is, you get 3 days of rest.
Okay.
4 days of rest. So, because I believe that's Friday through Sunday, right? Regional. Super regional is.
Yeah, it could be.
Super regional is Friday through Sunday too, but right? I thought it was Saturday through Monday for some reason. Super regionals.
I think that they split it up. Some start on Friday, some start on Saturday. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. There you go. That was some of my confusion. Okay. What a weekend it was. We talked about it'd be a great weekend for baseball. We knew it was. We knew it was going to be. Softball too. I've been because a lot of these regional games have had to play game 2. Alabama, they didn't have to. Hate that for them. Lady Vols, they're in an elimination game, down 3-0, 1 out, top of the 7th. Let's get a rally for the Lady Vols. Let's get some rally caps on. Let's get this thing going.
Dude, it was 21-0 on Thursday night in the 7th inning.
Yeah, Mike Leach's offense wasn't looking super hot, huh?
Josh Heupel was so stoked about that.
I mean, their offense didn't even score as their defense. They had a safety.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So that's pretty embarrassing.
Well, what about I
Right.
think Leggett? He flipped his bat right at
What?
Tennessee, down 23-1.
Look, you hit a bomb, flip your bat, but down 23-1, you got to be very conscientious of where your bat flip's going, where you're looking. You won't know.
He can't bat flip.
misinterpretation. I think here's my argument.
23-1.
Okay, you're rarely in that situation, so I agree with what you're saying. But you hit a bomb. Like if you're down 8-1, do you say it? I kind of agree with that sentiment. Especially, I mean, I think they were in the 7th inning. Maybe game's over. I'm okay with the bat flip. Bat flip while staring down the dugout and the bat going towards the Tennessee dugout. You're a moron. You're a moron.
Yeah, I'm not. Like what? You trying to start a rally? Like what are you really trying to get out of that?
Yeah, get your own team fired up. Don't get the other team fired up.
Yeah.
Like going to the dugout yelling, but don't get the other team fired up, you idiot. Especially when you got 2 more games. Like you could say that's in the top of the 9th. They're not going to get to hit again in this game. You got 2 more games, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, good for you.
Listen, it was his last weekend playing college baseball. He had to do something. I don't know how old he is. I have no idea, but
I mean,
save that for the story.
White Evans is a true freshman. You hit one off a true freshman. You hit off Chase Dolander, maybe you could flip the bat.
Maybe you get it.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I agree. That was yesterday or Saturday. Yeah, yesterday got pretty insane with the close game, and then Tennessee just, they inch by, and then they just tear by.
Yep. And then Friday you get you're down, and when you need a hit, you got Drew Gilbert in this lineup for a reason, and
right,
he can make you pay. And a lot of those 1 through 9, you make a mistake, any single one of them can make you pay.
For sure. We're going to the 3rd playoff hole at the PGA Championship, by the way, guys. Just to please don't turn us off, but if you do, go to the PGA Championship. It's getting dicey. Justin Thomas, Will Zalatoris. It's a good Sunday for sports. Even though Tennessee,
it's a weird Sunday. It's still weird that Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm never gonna get used to it. Good thing it's over.
Right. Yeah. Tennessee will just playing every other day of the week now. I'm speaking of Hoover, I did look up who plays in Hoover. We should have known this. We're both big 2-a days. At least I was. I think you were. 2-a-days. Hoover High School plays football games there. Which
do they? It's kind of
yes,
weird.
which now makes sense to me though. I remember watching those games on 2-a-days and thinking they have suites at their high school stadium. And I don't know how often they play at their stadium. They have a stadium with turf. It's not very big, so I'm sure that's why they play in the Met. But they do play home games there. I don't know if they play all of them. I don't know how it works, but they do play at least some of their home games at Hoover Met.
Okay. Cool.
And then the Birmingham Barons played there at one point. They no longer do. So Michael Jordan played there.
So they would rather play in Birmingham than Hoover?
I guess. They are the Birmingham Barons, which I know Hoover is a suburb of Birmingham, but
well, when you're looking at just stadium wise, I would rather play in that stadium than
I don't know
whatever Birmingham.
They built a stadium for it, so I hope it's nice. But yeah,
Okay.
no, it's I looked it up because I was curious, but no, nobody really does play there. It's kind of weird. Like no baseball team does.
So they don't play they have big tournaments or
I'm sure they have
stuff?
tournaments. Alabama played there in 2015 when they renovated. I'm sure they've done some, but there's no like long-term lease from a team. There's no one playing there consistently.
We should have a neutral site football game there.
At Birmingham. At the Met.
Yeah.
I like it. I like that idea. Are we playing Hoover?
I would rather play there than Nissan Stadium.
100%. All right. Sold. Something new.
Yeah.
Something new. Yeah. All right. Well, that's really, I mean, baseball's exciting. That's really all I've got for it, other than
just keep winning, keep sweeping.
Vanderbilt
swept both teams in Mississippi.
That's a good point.
Tennessee,
Tennessee,
the Kings a little cleaner.
God, that's going to take a few more sweeps to do, unfortunately. Tennessee has it in them. That's the good news. But yeah, just a few more sweeps. Not a fan of that state. Never have been, never will be.
No. You might get another one on Wednesday. Might get Ole Miss again. Ole Miss.
Yeah, they're who'd they sweep? They sweep LSU last week.
Yeah, that was so weird. Like that's one thing. Like the whole a number one seed hasn't won it since '99. Have we not learned anything about this year? This year does not make hardly any sense. So the fact that Tennessee's just going to run the table, just being the most dominant team all year long, makes sense to me.
But that is also just a dumb position because it's hard to win from anywhere.
Is your
like if we go,
oh, no,
I hope not.
It just looks like he was just squatting.
Dang, Amber Heard! Like, good Lord. I can look it up real quick. Like, it's just, I mean, if you did that, it's not like number 2 wins it consistently, or number 3, or number 8 wins it consistently. Like, it's a different team every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of those teams are Tennessee, so I don't care.
None of those teams are Tennessee. It's hard to win from anywhere. It's the same thing people say about the NCAA basketball tournament. It's the same argument, and I get what people are. It's not. I don't think it's hard to win as the number 1 seed. It's hard to win as Tennessee, who's been the best all year. It is. I mean, but it's hard. Like I said, it's hard to win from anywhere. But you do get that target on your back. You do. It's difficult. No matter how you slice it, it's difficult. I don't know why they don't have the seeds listed on here, but I mean, I guess we could pull it up. But Mississippi State wasn't the number 1 seed. Vanderbilt wasn't in 2019. They were up there though, but they weren't number 1. Coastal Carolina was like 15 or something like that when they won it.
Yeah.
And they're Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, whatever. Keep doubting us.
It's a dumb argument. You can just come up with a better argument. Come up with a better argument. That's all I ask.
This team seems to be just fine when people doubt them. So keep doing it.
Yeah. Please do it. What about
also, Evan Russell hit 500 this weekend.
Jeez. I like that.
Swinging it. A lot of doubles. Home run and a lot of doubles.
A lot of doubles. Did you see Tim Corbin didn't even meet with the media after his sweep? After he was swept? Coward.
Whatever.
Coward.
Nick Saban? Meet your counterpart.
You know how else it is? You know where else it is difficult to win a national championship? When you narrowly don't get swept your last weekend of the regular season, when you don't win your conference. That's pretty hard too.
Agreed.
Which I love. The argument to that has been now that Stanford's really good. It's like, okay, but if Oregon State's not the best team in the conference, they're probably not the best team in their country. That's just a wild guess. I don't.
You're just making too much sense.
I don't write for a living, so who am I? Who am I? Okay. Well, let's. I'll move on from that. Let's.
Good. Here. Caleb. Maybe something happened to him. Not completely sure. But we'll keep rolling. So Tennessee will play. They're the number 1 seed, followed by Texas A&M, Arkansas, LSU, and then they will play at 5:30 on Wednesday. They'll play the winner of Ole Miss and Vanderbilt, the 8 and 9 seed in Hoover. So looking forward to you're back. You back?
That was when I accidentally clicked the Wi-Fi. I accidentally turned the Wi-Fi off. So
Oh, nice.
I was messing with the top bar and hit the wrong thing. So real tech
Yeah,
savvy.
hard to do it remote when you don't have Wi-Fi. Yeah, let's get into basketball.
Basketball. Okay.
Yeah, I got some good news. Josiah Jordan James announced he is coming back for another year. And you know, even after his retweeting barrage he kind of went on.
I said prove people wrong.
Yeah, that's cool.
Maybe.
If that's what he needed, hey, I'm all for it. He averaged 10 points a game this season, 6 rebounds, 1 assist or 1.7 assists, 1 block. Yeah, I mean he's just a leader on this team, and he's not going to light it up a whole lot, but he does a lot of good things for you. He's really good defensively. Can get rebounds, can play that 3 or 4, and is just a solid contributor for Tennessee. So I'm glad we can get him back. I think that's much needed for next year's squad to have that leadership and to have that experience that he brings. So
100%. And I said I'd feel better if both him and Vescovi come back. I mean, what I meant is I'd feel better if just one of them comes back. And with Josiah Jordan James already being that, being the first of hopefully 2, that's huge. And yeah, he's not going to be your leading scorer. He may be your leading rebounder, your leading assister, but he's going to fill those categories often. He's a big piece of the success these Tennessee teams have had recently. Does he need talent around him? Yeah, absolutely. But you need guys like Josiah Jordan James. Glad to have him back for sure.
Yep, absolutely. And then Tennessee lands another recruit for this 2022 class in a 4-star small forward, DJ Jefferson, out of St. Paul, Minnesota. And originally signed with Tulsa in November. They had a coaching change, so got out of his NIL. NLI. Sorry, God.
A lot of NILs just jumbled together.
Yeah, just not great branding on their part. But yeah, the composite has him number 116th in the country, number 2 player in Minnesota. Washington State was in that one. I think Arizona State was in there as well. So Tennessee was one of the first kind of to reach out after he got out of that NLI, and was able to land a really good player. So you got a pretty good class in there with Julian Phillips, BJ Edwards, and DJ Jefferson. So really excited to see kind of what they can bring. I think at one point we're like 70th in the country in recruiting, and that puts us all the way to I think 21 with the additions of Phillips, and so I think that's pretty good when only signing 3 people. You get Tyreek Key in there as well. Wish you could probably land a big man. Hopefully, maybe that could be down the line. I don't know, but I kind of like where we're at. I mean, recruiting has never really been an issue the last couple of years. It's
right.
Staying healthy. It's I don't know, maybe lack of post presence is one of them as well.
I think there's several factors. That's definitely a big one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's kind of all I got for basketball. I'm excited. I'm kind of all baseball right now, and then we got football sprinkled in after that. So
yeah,
basketball is just way too far away for me to get worried about that right now.
Yeah, for sure. And that, I mean, you do get, I mean, a guy that he's highly rated. I got to think he can help you out. Like you said, only signing 3 guys. Signing 3 seems to be pretty solid guys is big, so I like it. But yeah, why worry about it right now? We got championships to win in another
Yep.
sport right now.
Yeah, 6'5", 190. You probably want to see him put on a little bit of weight. But he is a really good athlete, and I've seen the comparison to Keon Johnson. They kind of have that same frame. So I'm cool with that.
yeah. If that's the case, I think most people would like that comparison. So I agree.
But Tennessee's got a pretty stacked backcourt. So, I don't know about next year how much he actually sees the floor with Scovey, Josiah, Ziegler, Jemai Meshack, Tyreek Key, even BJ Edwards. I mean, Julian Phillips. So it's going to be tough to kind of crack that rotation somehow, but probably a really good developmental guy that'll, probably see more production as his career goes. So,
Yeah. Which I think the question then is, can Tennessee keep them around for their career? You've seen some guys that have shown some promise and then left, maybe unhappy with playing time, whatever it may be.
yep.
So hopefully you also keep them around if that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yep.
we'll see.
Know what you're chasing when you enter that transfer portal, for sure.
Oh yeah. Which has worked out for some guys, which is good, but others maybe would have benefited in a different environment. So
Right.
maybe the one they were previously in. Yeah, who knows? Excited, regardless. Excited. Are you ready to talk a little bit of football? I mean, I know we tried to discuss it a little bit. So I wanted to kind of look at the outlook of next year. So you got it's not as crazy as this previous coaching change. What do you have? South Carolina, Tennessee. Did Mississippi State change? No, Mississippi State didn't change same year. Auburn. Who else changed in that window?
Vanderbilt.
I thought there were 6, but I can't think of 6 now.
Was Arkansas
changed. Yeah, Arkansas changed the year before. They were with Leach and stuff.
That's right.
A lot of turnover was last year. This year you don't have as much of LSU, Florida, and that's it, right? That's the only head coaching changes in the league.
It was almost Auburn.
Almost. It could be Auburn at any point. Just
don't
get if you're Auburn, don't get too settled into this. But I mean, and it doesn't have to be a coaching change factor, but I think that's probably going to be one of the biggest ones. What team do you see though in the SEC as a surprise? I mean, could they play? I doubt either of those teams, and I doubt any team that wasn't great last year is playing in it. But is there a team that you could see maybe playing for a title, maybe winning the division, or just shaking some things up?
I don't know. I feel like LSU could be a team like that just because they were so bad last year.
Right.
And there's always a lot of talent on that roster. So, maybe they could.
I feel like they shake things up, right?
Yeah.
They get a win over Alabama or Auburn or
lose
maybe
Tennessee.
Maybe their shakeup is Tennessee. Maybe their win over Tennessee does something for someone else in the East.
No.
I'm just saying, when you talk about shaking things up, wait. Tennessee, their only thing that held them back from Atlanta was LSU. That means you beat Georgia, you beat Florida, or you beat Alabama.
Okay, you're talking. I'm just talking. We're not going to lose that game.
Well, I'm saying if they're playing the shakeup guys, they beat Tennessee. For them to shake up anything that involved Tennessee, that would mean Tennessee would have to beat Georgia probably, and probably beat out. I mean, like they would have to win some serious games to be fighting for an East, win in the East. So
okay, yeah, I'll take a loss to LSU.
Keeps you out of Atlanta, though. Does keep you out of Atlanta.
I'd rather lose to LSU to keep us out of Atlanta than Vanderbilt.
Oh God, yes, agreed with that 100%. Yes, Lord. Yeah, no. So I think LSU is an interesting one, and I I kind of want to believe a little bit in South Carolina. I know they're not a coaching change people. I kind of want to believe they shake up something. Like they beat A&M or something weird or somehow beat Georgia again. I mean, this South Carolina team's bad, but that one that beat them in 19, they were terrible too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they could be a good team just with, did I even say a good quarterback? I mean, he a talented quarterback.
He has
I don't know how good he's actually going to be, but yeah, he is talented. I think that team is probably better than last year. I just don't see them just being better than. I don't see him beating Tennessee with how last year went, and even with the better quarterback, I think Tennessee only gets better defensively this season. So I just don't see them competing.
I don't see him beating Tennessee. I agree with that. I don't see him beating Georgia or A&M either, for that matter. But if you tell me they beat one of those three teams, I'm not entirely shocked right now. Now we'll see how the rest of the season starts off before they play those teams. But I wouldn't be entirely shocked. I think they could be a shakeup team. I don't think there's a team that I could see winning the division that isn't Georgia, or winning the either division or the title, that it's not Georgia, Bama, A&M. I think if Georgia loses the East this year, then they've given it up. Like they've lost it. Period. Like I think they should be if you crown them tomorrow, which that's why you play the games. I think Georgia's the winner.
Yeah, I agree with that.
West is a little bit more of a challenge, but
I don't know who else they play out of the West.
Let's see, it's not Alabama, right? They played them last year, right?
Yeah.
It's not LSU. Tennessee plays LSU. I don't know the other ones. It could be A&M, which would be hilarious. Let them listen. Georgia and Auburn have some of the toughest SEC schedules. Tennessee obviously does too, but Georgia's had Alabama or had Florida every year, and then gets Auburn every year. Alabama gets Auburn every year. Auburn gets Alabama every year. I mean,
Georgia gets Mississippi State. They also have to play Oregon. I mean, I think they should beat Oregon, but it is a tougher game and has no regards with the SEC. But
right. And sorry, I didn't mean. Auburn gets Georgia every year. Sorry, Auburn gets Georgia every year. So they've had some tough roads too. It helps when you're as talented as Georgia of late, playing those. But yeah, it's I just thought it was I didn't know if you had maybe a dark horse. Do you have a dark horse that you could see winning the East or West? Besides, I guess you can put Tennessee in that category if you'd like. But I know how you're leaning.
I gotta see it to believe it.
But I'm saying you're dark. Like, there's not another team in the East.
I think
right?
a dark horse last year was probably Ole Miss.
Okay. Are they still? Is there too much talent in the West now? Yeah.
Well, and just losing Matt Corral, I think it's all about quarterback play. And I thought Matt Corral was a really good quarterback, and I just don't see anybody else matching that. I mean, maybe A&M, but is that really a dark horse because they beat Alabama last year?
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I do. We have couple hot takes. Coach Coop said South Carolina could be the Ole Miss of 2021. And he also said bold prediction: A&M goes 7-6, and Jimbo possibly gets fired. I'm assuming possibly gets fired means hot seat talk. That is some hot take material. I'm not a believer in A&M to win a lot of games. I'm a believer in A&M to win some weird ball games like Alabama last year.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I think they're always gonna get a weird one that maybe they're not favored in, and that doesn't mean maybe they're not better than the other team, but there are going to be some underdogs in some games that they probably win at least one throughout the year. So, and what was Ole Miss's record last year? Before I say I could agree with that a little bit. Do you know it?
I want to say they won 10 or 11 games.
I couldn't see South Carolina getting to 10.
No.
I couldn't.
Here's another. I know people are going to throw in this dark horse, and I'm going the other direction. I think they have an even worse season. I think it's Kentucky.
I think Kentucky hasn't even.
With Will Levis getting all this Heisman hype and, being the first quarterback taken in the draft, I think he takes a step back.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't have Wan'Dale Robinson to throw to 25 times in a game anymore.
Well, and he's just not that great of a quarterback anyways, and it doesn't matter really. I mean,
right.
Yeah, I would agree with Kentucky. I think Missouri. I think Eli Drinkwitz gets on the hot seat this year. Maybe fine. I've always after his first year, after 2020, they finished really really strong, and I put some belief in him. I thought they found a quarterback, and they seemed to get worse in 2021. I'm just gonna go. He's on the hot seat, if not fired, at the end of this year. And maybe they prove me wrong, but they've just shown almost zero progress since that short little heat up at the end of 2021 or end of 2020.
How bad does Texas A&M beat, or how bad does Alabama beat the crap out of Texas A&M in Tuscaloosa this?
Who's more fired up? I don't know.
Because I would like for it to go the other way, because I'm on this argument. I'm on Jimbo's side, but
right.
I mean, Alabama's going to kill them.
Yeah, I mean, I would 100% agree with that. I think there is. Listen, Saban, he got like I mentioned, he got slapped and he cowered down. Jimbo's still fired up about it. Jimbo's.
Ole Miss went 10-3 last year because they lost their bowl game.
Okay, it was that who they lose to?
Baylor.
I almost said Baylor. I just felt like a 2013
Matt
game.
Corral.
They lose to Baylor in 2013 too, because it feels like then. No, I think I agree with you. It's just, I guess, the hopefulness of A&M going the other direction with that would be nice.
Yeah.
I have no argument. I have nothing to support A&M would ever beat Alabama, even after it happened last year.
Who's better, Texas A&M or LSU? Or Arkansas? Could Arkansas be a dark horse?
I think Arkansas is going to be. I just don't know. I mean, they're going to have a tough schedule. The better, or like the more they stay where they're at right now, they're going to be in like the Tennessee talk of how tough is their schedule. I don't know if they're going to ever win at a high rate just because of where they're at. They're not going to get better. Like, it's just, they're never going to have more talent than LSU, Arkansas, or A&M, or LSU, Alabama, or A&M. And that makes it really difficult on them. Will they win again? Will they be one of those teams that consistently wins games they're not supposed to? I think so. Will they be a team that ever wins at a consistency of 10 games? Absolutely not. I mean, if they were in the East, I would 100% say Arkansas would be my first pick. But playing in the West, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
I'm trying to see who. So Arkansas, their teams out of the East is Missouri and South Carolina. So
that lines up better for them.
I could see
selling
them,
that.
But I think their quarterback play is probably better than A&M's and LSU, in my opinion.
Yeah, right now probably. Yeah.
So
they still have to beat Alabama, or hope someone else beats Alabama.
But could they finish second? I think I might pick Arkansas to be second.
All right, I like that. I mean, I'm going to need a Cold Takes Exposed clip of that, but I like
it. They did lose Burks, so that kind of makes me weary. But if again, quarterback play is so important in this league. So you're taking the second. I'm okay with taking the second best quarterback in the West.
Yeah. I kind of like that. I mean, I do kind of like that Arkansas one when we're talking about, because like we said, there's just not a ton of options. So I do kind of like it for that reason, that it's the best of the worst, I guess.
Yeah.
It does seem like Alabama and Georgia's league, and everyone's just playing in it right now, which is funny that they were the two head coaches crying about NIL. Listen, it doesn't take a lot of digging to figure out why, guys.
Right. Yeah, it's all good.
Did you hear the noise my dog just made?
Yeah, what was that? It sounded like a cat.
Yeah, his mom's home, so he's whining. I'm gonna let him out. Be right back.
Okay. That's kind of all I got for football. I mean, man, I'm so excited for the season. I'm so excited to go to LSU. We do need to get that kind of lined out before I say for sure. But yeah, I'm super excited for.
Listen, if it's just me and you, if we're sleeping in, like, worst case scenario, it's just me and you, we're sleeping in cars, like, we're going to LSU. Like, I'm going to say that right now. Just want to let you know.
All right. Yeah, it's cool. I just need one person to go with me, and I'm cool with it.
No, me and you are going.
Okay.
Again, if it's just us two, sleeping in a van down by the
It's
river.
kind of an open invitation. If anybody else wants to tag along, let us know. We'll be happy to.
I'll go with anybody.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
We'll pack you away, crossing state lines and stuff. You know, it's cool.
Try and get the FBI called on us, huh? All right. Well, let's. I mean, I didn't know this would be a short episode. I would have brought more props. I need to. I wish I'd found this orange broom at the beginning of the season, because I mean, this is pretty close to Tennessee orange. Doesn't look like it on video, but I think this would be a great thing for the team to sign, though, to commemorate the year of the sweep, if you will, the year of the broom. So I may have to.
I like that. You're the broom.
I may have to see what I can do. Yeah, it's like it's my Chinese. It's Chinese New Year. It's the year of the broom. So
okay.
I do need to, before we get into most important, I need to apologize to a fellow Vol, Grant Williams. I'm sincerely sorry for dropping. I think Landon actually dropped the FU for me. I think I just said I hate him.
I did it for you. I mean, I didn't.
No, you did. You 100% did. Like, yeah, that's what I need to kind of like put out there. It wasn't anything against you. It was to try to turn the betting vibe. I had to turn the betting vibe against me to win. And thank you for cashing it in. 31 seconds left. I know it didn't win you all the ball game or tie it or take it overtime, but thank you. I sincerely appreciate it.
That's a sweat.
Oh God, dude. I mean, I turned it off. I was like, I can't watch this anymore. He's not even getting a chance. And then, sure enough, I went and checked the play-by-play. Like, I didn't check the bet first. I just checked the ESPN app, and 31 seconds left.
Jeez.
Yeah. I think if I checked, I think like sometimes I live in a world where it's, you know, it's my world.
When did he hit the first one?
I want to say it wasn't until the second half either.
Oh, really?
He only shot like 7 times, I think, if that, from 3. But yeah, I think sometimes I live in this Truman Show where it's like only my reality, I guess. But yeah, I went and I refused to check the app first. So he shot 4 threes the whole game, shot 6 field goals. His 2 field goals were 3-pointers. Thank you, Grant.
Yeah.
I put way too much money on it, so I sincerely appreciate it. Way too much money. Like, that was, full disclosure, it was very stupid of me, but it felt too easy. It felt way too easy. So here we are.
Cash.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have a most important? I don't think anyone told that bet, which made me think, oh, this is losing.
The Baltimore Orioles called up their catcher, and he was the number 1 overall pick in the 2019 draft out of Oregon State. Adley Rushman called him up against the Tampa Bay Rays the other day, and got his first career hit. His first career hit was a stand-up triple.
Yeah, he was good in college. Switch hitter.
Yep. Plays that catcher position, so, you know, much needed in this league. So, props to him for making his way up and getting there. I'm trying to think. Okay, so yeah, his last year was the COVID year, right?
No, he was a
2019 okay, that's not right.
Draft. Yeah, he was 2019 draft.
Okay, so he was batting .309 with 3 home runs and 9 RBIs in the minors.
He won the national championship. He was at Oregon State when they beat Arkansas on that fly ball. Yeah.
Oh gosh, the biggest choke job of all time.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Shout out Dave Van Horn. Omaha Hogs, am I right?
Absolutely.
I've got for my most important James Nicholas. James Nicholas. I don't know. Did you see this on TikTok by chance? That's where
I did.
So he was the 10th alternate. I guess decided like I'm not going to play in this Corn Ferry event, so I'm not going to go. Then on Wednesday night about 7:30, he said I think he got a call. He was like it was down to like the 5th, like something where he was like, all right, I need to probably start looking at getting there. Then it gets the call at like 9:30, like, hey, it's happening. So he's got to get there. His flight, I think, got delayed by like an hour and a half. He gets off the plane, gets picked up at the airport, doesn't have time to wait on check bags, shows up 5 minutes before his tee time, rented clubs, borrowed shoes, borrowed glove, all that jazz, goes and plays in the Corn Ferry event. Piped his first drive. Don't know how he played, but piped his first drive. That's all that matters when you're running at the tee box. So I don't know if semi-professional golf is fascinating. It's just as fascinating as some of the guys in the minor leagues that they'll go to the clubhouse.
What was his name?
James Nicholas, I believe.
James Nicholas.
Yeah. And I think he played at Yale maybe. But it's just like minor league baseball sometimes where you to your clubhouse, might even be an away game, and manager of the minor league team's like, oh, you got called up today, so pack your bags. You're going to Baltimore, or you're meeting the team in Washington or something like that. That was a bad comparison since they're so close. You're meeting the team in Chicago.
He shot 6 over.
Okay, so not the best day for James Nicholas, but regardless, great story. I don't know what to call it, like the semi-professional, I guess, because they're not, I guess, full-time sometimes. Golf is fascinating. The road trips some of them have to go on, Monday qualifiers, it's fun to follow around.
Yeah. Props to him. He just looks so excited to be there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sure that he probably was sitting on the airplane at one point, was like, I'm not making it. This sucks. And so to get there had to be relaxing, alleviating, and just
I think somebody asked in that video, they're like, do you have clubs? And he was like, no.
I'm using these. He gets there too, or maybe not when he was there, a video after, he said that he told flight attendants, like, is there any way I can get off the plane first? And apparently they made an announcement, it was like, someone's trying to make it to their tee time, which I'm sure a lot of people are like, oh, this guy's just late for his guys trip or something. Maybe they explained it was for the Corn Ferry event, but he said everyone sat down and waited for him to run off the plane, and they just applauded him as he ran off. So good on those people on the flight, because, dude, with some of these flight videos come out, I'm shocked someone didn't just clothesline him and was like, no, you wait your turn like everybody else.
Oh, yeah. There's people that just get up. Like, they don't care. And take their time. God, it makes me so mad.
Well, I don't understand, and I'm guilty of it too. The people in the back of the plane that stand up. Like, I'll sit down. So I don't do it immediately like some of the people, but I'll sit down, but I'll still end up standing up like 5 minutes early. Not 5, but too long early, just because I'm like, maybe I do need to stand up. But I don't get it. Where are you going?
Chill out.
It's way more frustrating to wait in line than to wait in a seat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
At least you don't have to wear masks on the plane anymore. So that's
God. Thank God. I ate the entire flight from Chicago to Nashville just so I didn't have to wear a mask.
Well, that's all I got for most important. You got a fail?
I do have a fail, but I have one more most important. A Nashville pitch evader at the Nashville SC game. Did you see where he made it onto the field and ended up holding arm in arm with the players singing the anthem? So post game, he got on the field, and I guess no one noticed him run on the field, and he ends up getting arm in arm with the players while they stand at the supporters section and sing I'll Never Give Up on You, which is Nashville's anthem by Judah and the Lion, shout out. And he ends up standing there, and Hani Mukhtar, I think is how you say his name, Nashville's best player probably, ends up joining him arm in arm and is like, look at this guy. Like, no one cared on the team. And he ends up standing there just swaying back and forth with the team. All-time pitch evader. And a girl, I'm sure you saw the video of the girl get obliterated last night at their Atlanta match. They were in a rain delay, and no one's on the field. They're in a rain delay. Girl sprinting across, and a security guard just leveled her. I mean, Bobby Boucher the hell out of her. It was awesome.
That's good stuff.
I mean, probably gonna get sued, but awesome.
Targeting.
Dude, he was getting tossed. First half next game too.
All right. I don't have any fails.
No fails? I think I have one. Let me scroll through my many screenshots here.
At first, I thought your hat was a forklift.
Yeah, it is. I'm certified, baby. I don't think you can ever take that certification away, right?
I think you have to renew it, because I don't think mine's good anymore.
God dang it. It's ridiculous.
I know. Trulish.
No, I don't have any that I can share on here, but None available. I did mention the Yadier Molina pitching too. I don't know how long ago it was Albert Pujols did, but not more than like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, their ERA is like 36. It's horrible.
It's just funny to me how they pitch because I know they can throw faster. Then you get into the control factor and stuff, but it does crack me up. Like they only throw just like dropping. I mean,
Right.
I don't know what you call them. Fastballs seem like a stretch.
Looks like we had a Pamela Hooper. Says, am I the only one in here? Well, hello, I'm a newbie. Welcome. Yeah, we're toward the end of the show, so we're about to wrap things up. But thanks for tuning in. You can listen to the rest of it. That's all I got. Brooms.
Brooms. Get them out one more time for the pod, boys.
Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet on me.
Dude, that's what we need. It'd be hard, but man, how much fun would a super regional be with a freaking pet band there?
Oh, dude. Oh, dude, I hope they the regional and super regional, it's going to be nuts again. I can't wait for it. We're tailgating for sure. I don't even care what you're doing. Cancel it. We're tailgating.
We've already got plans for the regional, don't we?
Yeah. I'll make sure Chad lets me know. But yeah, we're good.
I like it. All right. Well, love it. Come back for the bat flip tomorrow night. More important issues. TBD. TBD on the date, just because of the events of this week. Yep. But we'll be at you this week at some point. Just follow along Twitter, Facebook to find out when.
Yep. Thanks for listening, guys. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.